All right. Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing? You guys can hear me all right. Please give a comment in the chat. Hope everyone is doing well, and I hope everyone can hear me okay. If you can hear me okay, I'd greatly appreciate some comments. I'm also hoping I'm not echoing. I am using my phone as a second camera, and I can't get the volume to shut off. Yes. What's up, Chris? Can you hear me all right? Happy Sunday, everyone. Hopefully everyone has tomorrow off. Nice. Thank you. Nice. We got Chris on. We got Tyler. Hopefully I'm not echoing. And I hope you guys can see these three figures. Looks like we got about 20 plus people. What's up, Chad? Good to see you, man. Big shout out to you. I really appreciate you hooking me up with the VC107 Weequay. Can't thank you enough. Oh, we got Cesar on. What's up, man? Oh, awesome. Oh, good. Thank you, dude. I owe you. What's up, Keith? Keith's on. Good to see you, man. Oh, we got a Facebook user. What's up? Welcome aboard. If you can please go to streamyard.com/Facebook and just consent to allow Facebook to share your name and comments. That way we can see who we're talking to. Cool. Hey, what's up, Miguel? How are you, dude? Just want to give everyone a few more minutes and we'll get started here. Who's everyone rooting today if they're football fans? We going for the Browns or your Chiefs or the Saints or the Bucks? What's up, Mark? What's up, Alberto? Good to see you guys. We're just, giving a few minutes for everyone to get on. Looks like we got about 25 or 26 people joining us. That's awesome. Please say hello in the chat. Be greatly appreciated. Gotta sell the beef. I know you guys got a pretty big business down there in Puerto Rico, huh? What's up, John? Is there a story behind the duplicate VC177? I don't know. I haven't heard anything about the backstory on that. I'm not sure if anyone else in the chat has. Please share with us, and I'll be sure to share that information. Hey, what's up, JD? Yep, we are opening that Weequay today. Huge shout out to Chad Peak for hooking me up with him for an amazing price. Greatly appreciated. Of course you're going with the Bucks. Of course you are. I don't want the Chiefs winning. It would be nice to have the Browns win something, at least a playoff game. Oh, thanks, Tyler. So it looks like they'll both be VC177, and they will at some point fill the 176 gap. I'm a little hesitant to buy a Weequay to open because what if they release him again? Yeah, I mean, they, as you know, at some point I'm going to share that, or we can just talk about it right now. So, Vidane, they leveraged the physical sculpt of Weequay and digitized him to produce Vidane. So you can kind of consider him in some ways a kit bash because they, like I said, they leveraged VC107 to digitize him, you know, in their software that they use to produce the figures. I think ZBrush and some of those other tools, and then they, you know, they tried to save as much money as possible with that one on not having to design him completely from a digital standpoint first. Clip about it. Okay, cool. Oh, and the Klatooinian Raider too. I hope I'm not mixing those two up. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he does. He uses. Here, let me do this. I'm sorry, I'm getting used to this. Yeah, you can see how it's basically the same lower half. Good call, Chad. Good call on that. What's up? I don't know who you are. Hello? You know, Facebook just requires you to consent because I'm using a software called StreamYard. So I'm just hoping you can go to streamyard.com/Facebook and consent to allow your name and comments to be sent through. So please do that. So yeah, Hasbro said it's too late to correct since they all already shipped out. Right. We got another person for the Bucks, Chris. And you can watch Rodgers beat Brady. That's great. All right, he's got to get there, right? I'm glad they put a sticker over the Mando head. It kind of creeps me out, to be honest. Yeah, you know, I was noticing that. I honestly haven't opened him yet, so I'm really looking forward to opening these with you guys. I was looking at it from the side, and I said, "Wow, that would be a little weird or morbid if that sticker wasn't there." I think the Raider has the entire body. Oh, right. That's a good call. They yeah. Let me grab him real quick. And we'll take a look at that when we open him up, but pretty much. You're right, my friend. I mean, would love to know if Weequay Hunter, his molds, you know, the mold for this figure still exists, so they can just help collectors out and make him again. All right. Also hoping the price drops a bit on the Wilrow hood since we have a man-based cream maker. I didn't have a chance to dig them out of my my loose collection, but yeah, we'll be talking about that Camtono and where else it may have appeared. All right, so why don't we get started here? So again, guys, welcome. You know, we're actually multi-streaming today, so I'm really excited about that. So we're streaming on the Facebook page. So it's Star Wars The Vintage Collection group. And we're also streaming on my new YouTube channel. So I have a YouTube channel out there. If you haven't subscribed to it, please do. It's John Miko TVC. So I kind of just differentiate it from my personal account that my kids love to use. So it's pretty exciting. I'm happy. I've had some people reach out to me on Twitter and stuff and ask if we are streaming on any other type of platform because they don't have Facebook. So happy to accommodate some fellow collectors out there that may not be on Facebook. So for the review today, we're going to look at 6 categories. So we're going to look at the card back and packaging, the sculpt of the figure, the likeness of the figure. So that really just focuses on the face, the head, the paint deco. So all of the paint applications applied to the figure, the articulation. So we'll look at, you know, all of the articulation of the figure, if it's applicable to that figure, if it needs any other articulation, or if that articulation is suitable for him. And then the accessories. So that's, you know, any accessories on the figure, such as soft goods, capes, cloaks, weapons, little children, stuff like that. So we're gonna go over all of that. So let's get started here. I do need to just grab something real quick. All right. Okay, so let's get started with VC177. Hey guys, just a reminder, if you're using Facebook, please quickly just go to streamyard.com/Facebook and consent so I can see who I'm talking to. Because if you don't, I can't see who this is. Carlo Velasquez, what's up, dude? Hello, good sir. Happy to have you on with us. So the categories are just for how we're gonna look at these figures. We're gonna rate them, and I'm using these 6 categories, each one of them out of 10 points, to give an overall score for the figure. Okay. So we got card back, sculpt, likeness, paint deco, articulate, and accessories. So I know when we're looking at this card back, yeah, JD, that's a great question. The thickness, so that's one thing I'm going to talk about here. The thickness of the card. Let me see if I can do this. The thickness of the card is great. I mean, it reminds me of VC1 TVC 1.0. Yeah, we're grading unofficially. We're grading the figure unofficially. So the thickness is great, and I think we also experienced this with VC162A, the Armory Pack Sith Trooper. Didn't have a chance to bring that out of my my downstairs and show it. But the cardstock on this is very thick because of how wide the bubble is on this figure. So as you guys know, these other cards are pretty flimsy, and the cardstock's not as strong. So I think Hasbro has to make them this thick, because if not, any flexing would cause this bubble to probably become unsecure, right? Yeah, so as far as this card back, I'm not sure what else you guys think, but you know, the picture of Din Djarin there, I want to say that is from the prisoner episode. I could be wrong. If somebody wants to confirm that, or let me know. So it's I mean, obviously it's a great picture of Din Djarin in all his glory. I guess the only critique I could give there is I wish it could have been from this actual scene. So this is from the last episode of the season. I believe it's called The Redemption, right? Is the last episode there. And it's after he's been through that battle with Moff Gideon and all his troops. And I think the Moff Gideon blew up either the power supply for the web blaster, and you know, he got all pretty much damaged up from that. So only one language, very nice. What's up, Frederick? So if I can show here, one picture I thought could have worked was this picture of him towards the end of the episode. Again, I don't know how good of a picture this is. I know he's missing one of his thigh plates at that point. But, you know, it at least shows him all scuffed up, and it goes with the figure. Again, not a big deal. Just, I don't know how many options they had. So this could have been one option. Right. So yeah, you know, the bubble is also really wide, right? It would have been great if they possibly could have put the gun towards the side, kind of moved him over a little more, and you know, given back a little more bubble space to the actual figure. But you know, at the end of the day, I do believe these cards were made before the end of season 2. Hey, what's up, Raven? Yeah, definitely, and I think the picture is from, you know, the middle of season 1. Could be wrong. So yeah, I mean, overall, it's great to have this card thickness. It's good to have a nice real shot of the Mandalorian, and you know, the bubble's a bit wide, taking away from that. But at the end of the day, it's a pretty solid card. So I'm probably only going to knock 1 point off for this card back. We'll give it a 9. All right, so I'm gonna bring out a card that's not as worthy to not to keep. So here we go. So why don't we open this guy up here? So I'm going to, let's see how I do this here. Well, here we go. Oh, my hands are too. Let's just say the one-handed bubble crush and twist did not go as smooth as I wanted. So we can see here, there are 8 accessories. And what's cool is on the card back, you can actually see here where it says includes 2 figures and 8 accessories. Okay, it says it right here. Gave me anxiety. Yeah, it's a bit of anxiety, but it also it's therapeutic. What's up, Fanboy Cantina? And toys are the way. What's up? Never seen someone open a figure in one hand. Yeah, that's kind of our little the little thing we do here on the Facebook page is we open up figures sometimes with one hand. It's called the one-handed bubble crush and twist. Yes. So I completely agree with you, Tyler. We're definitely going to talk about that. So let's get into that. There is another head option. Yeah, there is. As you can see right here, there he is, Din Djarin in all his glory. One-handed open makes my heart stop every time. Thought we could only remove the helmet. I was not expecting another head. Nice, man. It's always great to have more options. Yeah, and we're gonna talk about that a little bit. Accessories are definitely a big plus. I really wish it was something Hasbro included more often, kind of like the Legacy Collection used to. Yeah, and I'll tell you what, even TVC has TVC 1.0 had many figures that had more than a couple accessories. You had Aura Singh, Star Killer, Arc Trooper Commander, Grievous. So many figures. Even Rey from The Rise of Skywalker actually had five or six accessories. Trying to see what else. There's quite a few more that had more than a couple accessories. The Sandstorm figures, those had a ton of accessories. Just scanning the cabinet just to Commander Cody, he had 3 or 4, including his helmet. Yeah, so there was a good amount of them that did too. But yeah, Legacy was also great for that. So yeah, let's look back at. So yeah, from we've got his Ambin rifle. Okay, and this I want to say this and the Beskar Mando. I'm trying to get this in focus here. There we go. Oh, maybe I might put my finger in front of it. It does look like they might have leveraged the carbonized Mandalorian. My camera's freaking out. That had some of the more carbonized look to like the stock and some other things. So let's pull him out of here. Yeah, he has a bit of a metallic look, Chad. Definitely where the armor is, his helmet, his gauntlets, his forearm gauntlets, his pauldrons. So I know this figure, this Mando, leverages, I think, about 60% of this sculpt of the original, the first Mandalorian from season 1, episode 1 and 2. Okay, so it's great. You know, it's very welcome to have a kit bash where you can leverage, you know, 60% of the same figure to produce another figure, and take the savings on tooling and apply that to another figure. Okay. But yeah, he definitely looks. I'm gonna bring him over. Let's see how this works here. Put him on. A couple of these are called the Earth. They're little foot pegs that help figures stand. Just while we're talking about it here. Yeah, I might have to go sideways here. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to. I might have to figure this out a little better for the next. There we go. All right. There we go. Look at that. I'm going to take a little, I'm going to give a shout out to my buddy Nick, Only One Kenobi. He does that with a lot of his figures, and I love how he does that. So yeah, I mean, as you can see here, guys, you know, this is a very scene specific Din Djarin from episode 8. And I mean, all of the battle damage is pretty spectacular. They got, you know, a metallic look to him, like we were talking about. There's a lot of breaks in the paint deco. You can see here that he currently has 3 of his accessories. So he has his jetpack, his blaster, and his cape is considered an accessory. And I mean, we all wish this cape was soft goods, right? So let's take a look at some comments. So let's go through some comments here. By the way, the alternate head as opposed to the helmet going on the head is the way they should go about this going forward. They can still hold the helmet head and make it look like a helmet. So yeah, Shea Vizsla came with a lot. Yep. Dark Trooper Commander. Yep. I noticed the pistol is a darker color than the previous Beskar Mando release. So let's, yeah, you know, the one that came, I actually have him right here with a spear my friend Cal Keb hooked me up with. This pistol is very light. So let's take a look at that pistol there, Tyler. Yeah. Cool. Looks great. All right, let's pull some of these other. Look at the child. We finally have our TVC, the child. I think we waited way too long for him. Whoops. Wherever I go, he goes. And we have our Camtono, which I believe this opens up, right, guys? I don't know how it opens up. I might have to. Oh, okay. There, opens up that way. Pretty cool. So the Camtono opens up. That's awesome that there's accessories that are also very functional. Might have to hold them in my hand. Oh. Pretty awesome. I mean, you know, the head sculpt's not probably as exact as we'd like it to be, but I think it's pretty darn good. And he's got his scruffy look. You know, why be clean shaven when you wear a helmet all the time? Put that there. And then there's the Beskar Ignits. I always said that wrong. Bear with me, guys. We'll go through some comments in a minute. Be super careful. I think I remember Tyler saying this is tiny. And it's actually got the, see that? It's actually got the little Imperial stamp in it. Okay, and then there's the the stack of them with the stamp as well. So that's, you know, it's pretty cool, you know, for 1796 or whatever it was. You know, we definitely got our money's worth here, right? Because we got the jetpack, the blaster, the cape. We'll talk, you know, obviously we talked about it. It's not soft goods. the alternate head, 2 Ignits, his Ambin rifle, and the Camtono, and then the child. So that's 9 things that come with him, if you will, including the child. And the child, I mean, he's awesome. I'm so excited to finally have one of these guys in my hands. He's got a little bit of articulation. Looks like his head can move a little bit. Come on, baby. Do the magic hand thing. Oh. All right, so let's look at some comments here. Jason Hauser, what's up, buddy? Hope you're still on. Good to hear from you. Is it the first TVC3 with a removable head? I don't remember seeing this elsewhere than in Black Series. That's a great question, Raven. Shea Vizsla has a helmet and a head. And Zam Wiesel from Attack of the Clones also has 2 heads. Her human morphing head, and then her, you know, indigenous alien head, or whatever she is, her head. Good question. And I want to say that may be it. I think I might be missing a couple, but we'll go through the comments. What's up, Jason? Love those stands and pegs. Yeah, they help, man, when you're trying to keep stuff from constantly knocking over. What's up, Toys Are the Way? Yeah, you know, if I do review this guy, you know, he's very light. The silver or gray is just a very, very light shade. I did notice the rifle is darker than the original Mando release. Oh, interesting. Nice, man. Thank you. My buddy Adrian noted that Grogu's eyes even have brown in them. They aren't just black, which is cool. Oh, let's take a look at that. Oh, I can see that in the corners. That might be a little hard to see on here, guys, but right in the corner of his eyes. Well, definitely pretty cool. That is a pretty solid touch there. I can see it. Cool, Tyler. The Antonio is just big enough to fit the 2 stacks of the best car if you get 2 of these build up. Oh, okay, so that's a good point. So if you buy 2 of these, you can get 2 of these stacks and put them in. What's cool is, oh, does the head fit in the Camtono? I don't know, let me take a look here. Oh, I'm gonna have issues remembering how to open this. It's not gonna fit, my friend. That's a great question. let's take his head off. See how hard this is to pop. Very careful with that. Go ahead. What does he say? Let's get this over with. All IGs are hunters. Box your damaged face. Yeah, you know, I think they really went above and beyond doing that. That is really awesome of them to do that. Oh, what's in the box? Come on, what's in the box? What's in the Camtono? We need to buy tweezers to move his arms. Oh, right. Thank you, Jason. He also had a head swab. Yep. What's up, Augustine? How are you, my friend? Do you know if the child's head sculpt will be different in the upcoming TVC releases? That's right. So the figure that's coming out of him, and the standalone figure of him, that's coming up in an assortment in May, which is more from the first, I think, couple episodes before he got a Beskar pram, right? And then one in the Razor Crest will also be a different head sculpt, right? Different ear positions. Yeah, definitely. We'll definitely rate these. We'll look at that, JD. And you know what's interesting is, you know, the Camtono is actually in two different scenes in The Empire Strikes Back. So I want to give a big shout out to Lando Griffin. He's the one that I don't know if I ever noticed this, to be honest, but he sent this picture to us admins of the TVC Facebook group a while back. And while Luke was doing his training with Yoda on Dagobah, you can see a Camtono right there. There's another ice cream maker. So I'm not sure how many people noticed that, but that's a pretty cool thing to pick up on. So Lando Griffin, great eyes on you, good sir. And then obviously we have, this is a picture from Bantha Skull. So shout out to you guys. Not sure if you're still on, Chris. But this is a phenomenal picture taken by them over at banthaskull.com of Wilro running away while Bespin was going on lockdown there. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I know there was some issues with a lot of these trying to get the jetpack in. And how can you incorporate everything? It seems like they've really got it in here pretty good this time around for this one. And it's interesting is pauldrons. A lot of people picked up that, like, they're, I'm going to put his jetpack down here. Oh, by the way, I love how these barbell joints really allow them to, you know, look up, look down, it's like so much better to pose a figure. So that's a nice, it's a nice bonus for articulation from a neck and head perspective. Whoops. So yeah, what's interesting is like his pauldrons, right, are a little more pronounced, you know, allowing him to have some movement. I think allows them also to make them look a little more realistic, right? You can see how they're kind of allows him to maybe flex a little more. Maybe it's a little tougher to flex these actually. But then again, I'm doing it really allowing him right. And I know a lot of people picked up on the thigh plate here not being completely accurate, and there's some people out there like CalCeb producing one for you to put on and replace this one with. So yeah, so let's look down. So the sculpt, I think, is pretty awesome on this figure, right? I mean, there's a lot of amazing detail. Look at those, like we talked about. Look at those pauldrons, the detail in the gauntlets, even his what are they called? Grenades, or his clearly on there. A lot of the detail is pretty on point. Okay, I mean, you know, deducting a point for the thigh plate not being accurate. I mean, you can even see the detail in the Mudhorn called Signet. Pretty amazing. Okay, so we're going to give him a 9 for sculpt. Okay. So likeness. You know, I think, you know, obviously there's the helmet, but that came out pretty darn good. I think they're just leveraging the same helmet as the original, but you know, from a likeness standpoint, I think it's pretty close. I'm not sure how accurate his hair is, but you know, for a figure this size, I think it's pretty good. I don't know what you guys think, but I'm probably going to give him an 8. Yeah, Tyler, I agree with you. So likeness, I'm going to go with an 8, guys. That's still pretty solid. So paint deco. I mean, the paint deco is pretty good on this figure. Like we were talking about, it's, I think, better paint applications from a metallic standpoint than this one. The damage is pretty accurate. I know we're not really rating the child, but even like Tyler was talking about, the brown that's even in his eyes. Trying to think any knocks on any of the paint deco. Yes, good point. So the visor has had some issues with overpainting the T visor. We'll have to see what this example. I think this one's pretty good. What's up, Dylan? Wish Hasbro would weather figures more often. I know, man. So yeah, I think the paint deco on this one is, there's an amazing amount of detail in paint deco here. So there's a lot of breaks, a lot of different colors, a lot of weathering. I mean, even the Camtono, you know, you put paint ups on that. It's pretty amazing. So I'm gonna give him a 9. Okay. Articulation. So, like people were pointing out, he does not have rocker ankles. You know, obviously there's a lot that went into this figure, a lot of amazing detail from a sculpting and from an articulation standpoint that, you know, sometimes something has to give. And I think they saved a bit of tooling, unfortunately, by not giving him rocker ankles. Okay. I know his shoulders are a bit limited by the realistic pauldrons, but I think that's okay because it's a little more realistic that it's actual armor on him, right? And again, you know, a lot of this stuff, you know, they can go past 90 degrees. This is almost like 60 degrees to almost 45-degree angle, which allows them to do much more. Right? And we know he has hinge wrists, which is awesome, right? So that really allows him to, I know Chris has talked about this with some of his reviews, their reviews, is it really allows him to hold the rifle in a proper position. Which is pretty awesome, right? So we're just going to deduct a point for no rocker ankles. But other than that, home run. One of my Mandos has a brush stroke on the visor. Generally have to buy several to get a close to perfect visor, but that's okay. I guess I wanted more Beskar anyway. Yeah, that's a good point. You know, I probably want a couple to child and some other accessories that came with him, like the Beskar, maybe another Camtono. What's up, Jason? Yeah, both the head sculpt and the battle damage are specific to Season 1, Episode 8. That's right, my friend. Oh, okay. Well, let's take a look here. I didn't think about putting him with the child. Let's look up at the stars. Yeah, I mean, I guess I kind of got him to it. Yeah, it doesn't look as natural. It might be hard to do with a 3.75. Great point, though, Carla. Yep, could be a bit impacted by Grogu's sculpting. And accessories. I mean, this is a deluxe figure. You know, again, he's coming with 8 accessories, which is pretty amazing. So let's give him a 10 there. All right, so you know, the packaging, I'm gonna give him an 8 because of the bubble wideness, and the picture is not the picture of the actual figure from that scene, which might have been hard for them, but it's still not. And we said the sculpt was a 9. The likeness is an 8. The paint deco is a 9. Articulation is a 9. Accessories are a 10. We would need a new child with a different body. Honestly, if this is how many accessories we could get for this price, I wouldn't mind seeing more of these deluxe figures. Yeah, we're going to talk about that in a second, Tyler. That's a very good point. Let me just do a total here. So 53 out of 60. So that's an 88. All right. Yeah, so I think one thing that's good to talk about right there, Tyler, is some of the other deluxe figures we got, right? So we got this Trooper, and you know, it came with what, 5 different accessories. And again, we got 8 accessories and the child, the same price as this. So it would be great to get more figures like this. And one of our good friends on the Facebook group, Scott Krasowski, has done some different mock-ups of some different deluxe figures. And one of my favorite is this Rebel Soldier he did, the Echo Base Battle Gear Rebel Soldier. And just all the different accessories, right? Everything from the hat, which I know some of the different Rebel soldiers in the base had there, right? There was a tauntaun handler with one. Shout out to Chris for pointing that out to me and mentioning that, you know, it'd be good to put ahead and get this hat and put them on one of these figures and have them next to the tauntauns. What's that? The A280 blaster or whatever it's called. The pistol type blaster, type of cannon blaster or whatever it is. An alternate head where he, you know, can swap out the heads, and a helmet with the goggles. Yeah, and that's why we knocked that card a couple points there. Good point, guys. And I'm not saying every figure has to be loaded with accessories, but I can think of a lot that would benefit from it. I imagine a Stormtrooper that comes with an E11, a DLT, a Pauldron build-up. That would be awesome, man. Get a mock-up. Get a mock-up done by your crew there on at SWTVC on Instagram. Check these guys out. A lot of great campaigns they're doing and communications they're doing. A lot of different mock-ups of card backs. A lot of cool stuff. I'm surprised no one is talking about the fact that the left leg on the original Beskar Mando is shorter than the right. Oh no, is it? Well, I'm not going to go too into that, but I can't say I haven't noticed that. I can't say I have. I think it's up there. Yeah, I mean, definitely, you know, I mean, jetpack, rifle, blaster. Again, you know, knocking the accessories a bit because no soft goods cape is tough, but, you know, getting 8 accessories is pretty awesome. I thought that was interesting. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. I'm not, you know, I'm not sure if that's something that has to happen, needs to happen. If you're saying if the deluxe figures maybe should be that way, but I mean, if they're a little more creative with how they pack the accessories in the bubble, they might not have to really do that with deluxe figures for TVC. This year's Trooper build-up pack was a shocker. I can't hold the original 2 guns came with, let alone the extras. The Mando child is how to do it right. Nice, Jason. I hear you. Yeah, some of those guns were difficult to pose. You got it, buddy. Oh, I think Chad's talking about this here. That would be amazing. I wonder why they keep ignoring us on this request. I would just take him how he was originally. I wonder if he is truly rare. Yeah, good question, Chad. You know, I don't know. We've been clamoring for this figure. He's in our top 6 in our polls. I was going to do a communication on that at some point that he was in the top 6 for a repack. But yeah, you know, I know Bantha Skull and Chris and Brett have been campaigning to have this one repacked. A lot of people would buy it. Yeah, he's got some articulation. I do like the feet on the Black Series one, and I wish they had added that to this Grogu. Maybe they will with one of the other releases, but you know, the Black Series one has, and again, this is like, is it really that necessary? But it kind of puts him off the ground a little bit. He's got little feet there that can move around. The issue on the Trooper wasn't the guns; they put the joints in the palms instead of the wrists for some reason. Oh, okay, good point, my friend. Gotcha. All right, so let's move on to the next figure. JD, I call my Black Series Grogu Teenage Yoda. All right, so let's shift our attention over to the next figure, another VC177. All right. So I don't know about you guys, but this card feels so flimsy, like flimsier than other cards I've gotten. I mean, it's just, I don't think I've seen them this bad, this thin. But you know, I don't know how people feel about this. I know it's more of kind of a rendered picture. It's not a scene. You know, it's not scene specific, right? It's not from the actual show. It is pretty cool that there's some flames up here. Kind of he's like, you know, the flames are reflecting on him, which is pretty cool. And you know, they minimize the bubble in many ways, right? It seems like a thinner bubble. You can almost see how it's kind of narrower than the bubble track they put. I just noticed that. You guys see that? See how it's which, you know, they could have gave him a little more card real estate if they put that track, the bubble track, a little more in. But yeah, pretty solid card. Let's see what it says on the back. Includes figure and 2 accessories. I wonder why they didn't include the backpack as an accessory, or actually, I'm sorry, maybe the gun is connected to the backpack, so it's all one thing. Yeah, it's pretty cool. There we go. One-handed bubble crush and twist. I love doing that. I can't help it. Fatality. I love it. Yes. He died. Yeah, probably because my my little hands couldn't fit all the way around how wide the deluxe bubble is. Bubble crushing like an Amazon employee. Oh, yeah, yeah. Walmart and Amazon are pretty good at that. Gotta have fun, guys, right? All right. So let's take a look here. I'm pretty excited to finally get this guy. I went to a comic shop with Eddie yesterday, and they had the Hot Toys one on display. Absolutely phenomenal. Oh. I do wish this was multiple colors, like we've seen with the Shea Vizsla and like the Boba Fett 5POA crap. But pretty cool that we got it. This is how you break things. And again, I know people. Well, we all love this figure. And what is it, Tyler? The fourth round. The fourth round of getting this guy. Right. He's up for pre-order again on Entertainment Earth and a couple other places, I think. All right, so let's get this in his. Whoa! Look at that finger. He's got quite the finger. I don't know if they're all like that, but maybe it helps keep his blaster in there. That's pretty cool. Let's bring it over into the light. Got the flame pilot areas. Pretty cool. Excuse me. There we go. There we go. What? Oh. I might have to figure this out later on, but I'm having some issues here trying to keep this all. If anyone's got any tips here, hold on. There we go. Well, that's no good. I need some stands. Hold on. What's up, Evan? Good to see you on, my friend. All right. Well, that took me a little longer than I wanted to. It's definitely going to take me some more time to figure out how to position that properly. Yes, the power flick. Yeah, brother. Go Browns. I think so. Keep it coming. Yeah, keep producing those figures. Oh, man. How many more cases have you bought? So, yeah, that's a good point. We have the Minbin Trooper, the Rogue One Stormtrooper, the Shadow Trooper, the Remnant, and now the Incinerator. 5 figures have leveraged this tooling. What's up, Evan? Life in the Sculpt. I hope they do more Trooper variants with it. And Tyler, are you sure this was the base figure for the Minbin Trooper? He might have had a slightly different helmet, but I think the body's the same. I could be wrong. Tyler can let us know. What's up, buddy? Walmart has yet to cancel my Incinerator Trooper. Can't say the same for my Mando. Let me know, Chad. I definitely got an opener for you. I got a few of these, and only one came mint on card. Obviously, I wanted to open a couple, but like I said, this card is the thinnest card I've seen yet. All right, so I'm gonna go over the Sculpt, and I mean, let's step back and talk about the card back and the packing, right? So, I think I'm gonna give that an 8 because of its flimsiness. I know the bubble was nice and thin, but the bubble track was a little wider than it should have been, and the photo, it would have been great if it was a realistic photo. So we're gonna give it an 8 for that. And the Sculpt, I mean, this is a pretty phenomenal Sculpt. I know one complaint that I have with it is the shins flare out a little too much. I know they do with some of those more modern armors for the figures, but I think it's a little too it just flares out a little too much for me. So from a Sculpt perspective, and it's missing rocker ankles, right? So I'm gonna knock them. I'm gonna knock him for that. Why do you keep shutting off? I'll put fresh batteries in you. Right. So I'm gonna give him an 8. You think an 8's too low? Let me know if you think an 8 is too low. Okay, yeah, same body, just different helmet. Dylan. Agreed, this card was like a sheet of paper. Right on, I knew the helmet was different. I just haven't looked at the Minbin Trooper in a while. Got 2 incinerators. Both were veins on card back. Any openers that got them in on card, let me know if interested in a trade. Hey, Jonathan, how are you, my friend? Good to see you on. Rocker ankles would make this Sculpt even more definitive. Yeah, that's a good point. Am I holding it wrong with the right hand? Or maybe the right hand you're saying should have been open a little wider. Yeah, so you know what? I mean, I feel like an 8 is fair, right? I don't want to complain too much about the flare on the bottom and the lack of rocker ankles, and his hands could be a little better to hold this. But he's got hinge wrists. His articulation from his elbows and knees can make him really articulate in ways we couldn't before, right? I know his head could be on a barbell joint too, but I don't want to knock him that much. I think an 8 is pretty fair. Yep, definitely need to update this sculpt with rockers to make it perfect and a working holster. We know they can do it. The Luke and Stormtroopers guys had it. Oh, great point there. Thanks, guys. No working holster. I'm gonna have to plug this in next time. It ran out of juice. Or he's too heavy. And I know there was all this talk that the back. Let me shut that down here. Oh, I got him moving too fast. Hold on. I think it's flipped over, but I forget if in the movie or the show they actually had it upside down, and they didn't have the flamethrower tanks in the proper upright position, or if the show was wrong, and the trooper's actually right. It's one of the two. Oh, great point, Tyler. The Force Unleashed line had one. Light years better. Cool. I mean, I think the likeness is pretty spot on. And, it's pretty amazing they have all this detail on him. The helmet is pretty darn good. Look at the paint apps. We'll get to those, but pretty amazing. I'm going to give him a 9 for likeness. Okay, so paint deco. From a paint deco perspective, pretty amazing. I know I'm trying to see here. Were they able to kind of show some scuffing and wear in the paint apps? It's still amazing what they did with him and how they were able to get these paint apps on there. I think what I would have liked to see was a little more wear. I have to give him another point off just for this. Whatever. Yeah, so from a paint deco perspective, They did a really good job with some of the details in the helmet. From a weathering perspective, I wish there was a little more weathering. I'm just going to take off a point. Oh, and you know what? I'm going to take off another point because the flame isn't multicolored. 8 points. Articulation, I think we've talked about that. No rocker ankles. Hurts this figure. Other than that, though, he's got amazing articulation. The ball hinge wrists, all that stuff. Again, the helmet would have been great if it was a barbell hinge, dumbbell hinge, whatever they call it. I'm going to give him a 9. And accessories. Right, so he's got the flamethrower, the backpack there, all kind of one connected piece. Does it come off at all? Is this completely... I don't want to break anything. It looks like it's all one. All right, so from an accessory standpoint, yeah, that's true. It's the fact that he can come out, the flame can come out of the flamethrower, and he can use it without the flame is a big plus. So you know what? I think he has everything he needs. So we're gonna give him. We'll give him a 9. So that's a 51 out of 60. All right, so we got one out of 60. Let's do some quick math here. It's 85. All right, man, it's solid. It's a solid rating, in my opinion. Yep, we got you there, Tyler. Yep. Cool. I don't know if you guys saw my little buddy. Oh. My Sideshow Grogu is chilling with me. So yeah, so Incinerator Trooper, 51 out of 60, 85%. Pretty good. Do you think there is a chance they will repack VC13 Anakin? I really would like to get that figure. Yeah, and Yeah, and Dylan, as you know too, it is VC13 Darth Vader. I think they made a mistake um, calling him Anakin at first, but I really wish that was the figure we got in this upcoming specialty wave repacks. I know my friend Chad, if he's still on, might chime in with some of his theories, which I'm starting to believe more and more these days. Yeah, and you know it's just an honest score. I mean, I think anything um, with a score of probably an 80 or higher is pretty definitive. Again, definitely want to give an objective uh, rating here, and then obviously some subjective things that I would hope certain tweaks would make this an even better figure, right? But we got to be realistic. Not everything, um, if we didn't have a budget and we were making the perfect figure every time, that's easy to say and make those adjustments, right? And put all that proper tooling into something. But, definitely they need to look at that budget and then plan out what we can do and hope it doesn't, that we can put as much into this line as we can without uh, putting so much of the cost only to a few figures that we can't do something else. We could add a couple more figures to the line if we, you know, cut certain corners on things, right? So I think they always got to consider, you know, how much they can pack into this line with the budget they have. And, certain times things got to give, like soft good capes and cloaks, which you really hope when it truly needs that, it should have it, right? Like Jedi Luke. Jedi Luke has to have a soft goods cloak. You're paying homage to a Kenner figure that had that soft goods, and they nailed it as well, which made it look even better on the figure. You like Anakin? Here, have a peasant Anakin. Nice. How many Incinerator Troopers are you going to get, Tyler? My 7th arrives today, so I will have 6 loose. Nice. I think I got 6 myself. So I'm gonna help out a couple friends that are in need. 5 of them had cards that were damaged. Putting the Clone Wars Anakin head on the Saga Legends Anakin body before the Gorilla arms of VC13 has yielded decent results for me. Oh, cool. Take a look at that. Nice. Cool. So again, this is a pretty cool figure. Excited it's in the line, and it was a really smart choice for them to leverage the Rogue One Stormtrooper mold and bring us a new figure that has pretty cool weaponry. Right. Okay, so let me clear a little. By the way, I love simple things like these stickers. This brings us back to the offers, the offer stickers. And I really hope Hasbro does that again at some point. It's just make me think of that stuff. Yes. The Mortar Trooper. You know, that's going to be on the list. That's such an easy. And I think some people are finding some pretty cool 3D prints of the mortar accessory to make. Okay, so just move the camera over here. Every character that has the ability to do the split should have rocker ankles. I agree, buddy. Hey, Carlo wants to hear about your theories. So I think one that Chad's been talking about for a while is that there's a lot of overstock sitting there in some warehouses from back when in 2012, especially the Phantom Menace wave, and they're reusing that overstock and repackaging it and selling it again. So it's a very interesting theory. I'd love to know the true answer to that. Not my theory. That's Chad's. Chad Pepe over there. What was his name? Charlie Pepe. Pepe de Silvia. Pepe Sylvia. Charlie Peak. That's what I call him. It sounds plausible more and more every time I see these repacks. Okay, so all right, so let's talk about VC107. So the reason I'm opening this guy today is I have him loose. I have him in my barge. Sorry for the mess. All right, so I got him there. But the problem is, I don't want to keep taking him out of here. So I really would wanted to have two loose. Okay. So Hasbro, if you're listening, we would love more Jabba's goons, skiff guards, palace characters, barge denizens, all of Jabba's denizens are very much welcome by us, and we've been just chomping at the bit to get more of them in the line. We loved the fact that the Dane came and you guys were able to leverage some tooling, like I said earlier, and get them out there. So this card back, again, nice narrow bubble, and a pretty cool shot of him on the skiff. I don't see any issues with this card back. If anyone has any issues, let me know. But I pay complete homage to the original figure and the card back. So I'm trying to remember the actual Kenner card back. Let me try to bring him up real quick. Hold on one sec, guys. Just bringing him up here, please. Give me a moment. There we go. So there's the original card back, right? Amazing figure. You guys hear me? Okay, guys. Can you hear me again? Sorry about that. I think my batteries are low, so I might have to move through this a little faster. I can't bubble crush this. This is a phenomenal figure. Can you guys hear me? All right. I had to. My mic died. So hopefully you guys can hear me again. Okay, cool. So I can't bubble crush this. But he's a great figure. Chad did want me to do one thing here. Didn't work, Chad. Oh, there it goes.
card flick, the Chad flick, as I joked around. All right, so I'm going to take a knife and open the card gently. Big thanks again to Chad for helping me out with this figure. If you guys aren't hearing any type of weird feedback, let me know. Just getting them ready. Nope. Oh, I'm failing. Sorry about that. It's going so well. All right. Okay. So for this one, I'm going to have to shut off this mic. All right. So I'm just going to have to. No more of that mic, so I'm going to have to hold this up for you guys. So again, we want more of these. I'm going to rate this guy with today's standards, okay? So the sculpt is phenomenal. I mean, they really got the essence of Weequay Hunter here. I think by today's standards, if you guys know Moff Gideon and Cara Dune, they have these really cool shoulder pauldrons, which Boba Fett is also going to have, that are separate. They're more part of his chest and armor, and I think they're a piece they attach onto the torso. That in the future, a figure like this should have, right? So when you see the shoulder that's more designed, or the armor that's designed onto the shoulder, it will be actually a piece of the torso armor they attach. Okay, So I'm gonna knock him for those types of things, and that he probably should have hinged wrists. And this is definitely a figure that should have a type of rocker ankle in the future. So I'm going to give him a 1, 2. So yeah, that would be awesome. Let me grab Moff Gideon here to show you guys what I mean. So with Moff, basically his shoulders, it's tough to see here, but it's a separate piece. There we go. See that? It's pretty cool how they do that now, and it gives them really a great range of motion because it's a separate piece. It's a great point, Tyler. If we get Vader like that, would be absolutely bonkers. But at the end of the day, this guy is doing everything you need him to do for the barge scene. Okay, so those kind of issues right there, I'm just going to give him an 8 out of 10 for Sculpt. So likeness. I think this figure's likeness is just incredible. It really looks exactly like him. Whoever made this sculpt hit it out of the park. Okay, so I don't see any issues with this sculpt. I'm sorry, this likeness. So I'm going to give him a 10. And this is where, I think they really do an amazing job. Oh, look at that. Thank you, Mark. What's up, my friend? Yeah, when we see a lot of these aliens, they're hitting it out of the park, right? A lot of these guys, the likeness is just, it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. And that's why they need to do more aliens. Please, more aliens. What's up, Chet? What's up, buddy? All's well. So we're going to give the likeness a 10. Okay, paint deco. There is a glaring issue with the paint deco on this figure. All of the joints are miscolored, or at least the knees and ankles. Okay. So you can see there, they're miscolored. Miscolored on the ankles. All right, so that's a knock. Other than that, he's got some amazing paint deco. Would like to see some more weathering on his chest plate, his arms, his pants. So I'm gonna give another knock there. Other than that, he's pretty good. I'm trying to look at some of his straps. I'm not sure if he's as brown as he should be, but definitely going to give 2 points off for the lack of weathering and the joints that aren't painted right. So that's an 8. Okay, and then we have accessories. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. We're gonna go back. The paint deco on his blaster and his vibro axe is kind of lackluster. So if you all remember Weequay, Skiffmaster, and Luke, Jedi Luke, they came with like this just amazing, blaster with paint apps, you know, and we're getting like, when this one came out, we just got this like kind of non-colored, just black. That, and then if you guys remember Wolf, we grab him. Well, actually, I'll grab. I got Wolf in the cabin. I don't feel like pulling him out, but Skiffmaster also had a beautifully painted where the edges of the vibro axe were painted in a realistic look. I would have liked to see that. So we're actually going to give him a 7 for paint. Okay, and then accessories. I mean, he comes with the accessories he needs, right? He's coming with the vibro axe is really what you see him with. I don't know if he had a holster. It's hard to tell, hard to see in any shots of him if he actually had a holster. I would like to think he had one. It would have been nice if he had a holster. I'm not going to take that out of the sculpt for now because we're not sure. But you know, he probably only needed to come with the vibro axe, and he at the end of the day has that. I'm not sure what else he could come with, so we're going to give him a 9 for the accessories. So that's a 52 out of 60. All right, so let me. So we're going to go to him. All right, we're going to do a 10, 8, 10 for his likeness, an 8 for his paint deco, articulation, sorry, did I screw these up? Seven accessories, a 9, giving him a 52 out of 60. Giving him an 86. %. All right, so you know it's a definitive figure. As much as we'd like certain things done, there's no reason to go back and spend any more money and take any more tooling costs or allocations out of other figures. This figure is perfect the way it is. It can be just completely repacked, and we'd welcome that in a heartbeat. Definitely allows you to make some other cool figures if you're a customizer as well. Shows how loved the Jabba's goons are. A substandard figure by today's standards, but goes for $1 bajillion on the second market. That's a good point, Jason. I mean, you know, if you're looking for a mint on card one of these, they can go for upwards of, I think, $80 to $140, which is just, you know, it should be a no-brainer to reissue some of these figures, especially for people who've spent the money on a barge and a skiff and all the skiffs, and they want to complete those scenes, but maybe they didn't have the figure or the funds to buy them now on the secondary market. So, oh, thanks, Tyler. Yeah, so I mean, that figure is definitive for our purposes. So cool, guys. I mean, I had a lot of fun. You know, would love to keep doing these if you guys are interested in seeing more unboxings and reviews. You know, I actually forgot I had a box from Walmart I was going to open, and I was just rushing to get everything ready. And then I realized, of course, my mics weren't charged, and I had like scrambled to charge them. Of course, one of them died while we were doing this. So I appreciate you guys being flexible and patient there. But, you know, I had a lot of fun with this. I would love to do this, you know, maybe on a, you know, every other week basis, or anytime I get some new figures, we can do some unboxings. Let me know maybe what figures you guys would like to see reviewed. And again, this is more of us chatting about these figures and really talking about what how we feel together, how they're rated. You know, I want to always hear from you guys on what you think a proper rating is for something. If you think I'm too high or too low, definitely, you know, want to get the community involved in talking about these things. And hopefully the idea is some folks maybe at Hasbro or any other toy company can see this type of stuff and get our feedback and what we are really interested in, and seeing how things are advancing, right? What advancements we would see. You know, just the example of how Moff, his shoulder pauldrons are separate, how Cara Dune's are separate, how Boba Fett's are going to be separate. That type of stuff is really cool stuff to talk about, how it can advance the line. Oh, thanks, brother. Dude, you know, I really appreciate that. You know, I know we've been on for 2 hours now. Maybe that was a lot longer than I expected, but I always have a lot of fun with these, and maybe we can get some guests on and we can do a rating together where we kind of rate the figures and then share our ratings with each other and see, you know, how each person rated it. It's hard to imagine 3.75-inch figures getting any better. Yeah, you know, again, just bringing up stuff like this separate piece for the chest armor, I think it's just genius, and I'd never imagined that would happen. So kudos to the guys over there, whoever designed these figures, whether it's Hasbro or a vendor through Hasbro. Thank you for advancing the line and putting that tooling into the line. I would imagine that this type of stuff is a little more costly to do because you're creating another piece of tooling, and the assembly cost is now adding that onto also adding on to that cost through adding it onto the figure. So I love this type of stuff, and just seeing how far they can take the line. And I know many of them feel that it's a challenge, and they've accepted the challenge, and how they can take 3.75 and rival it to the Black Series. You know, I think there's sometimes a bit of a challenge going on there, that how can we make a better 3.75-inch figure than a 6-inch figure? And they've been showing they can do that. And that's pretty cool and pretty amazing that they're doing that. Okay, so I can tell you that they are putting a lot more focus into a lot of this new tooling and how they can make it just as good, if not better, than their other lines. And it's a passion project. We just got to stop that specialty wave bad figures from the past. Yeah, that's true, right? We thought maybe, hey, how that's how it goes, right? Hindsight's 2020. Is a separately sculpted piece too pretty amazing? Yeah, exactly. It's adding to the cost of these things, and they're justifying it because they know it's more accurate, it's more realistic. That's how armor works. Every time you do something like this or I see constructive commentaries, I regret spending so much time and energy on Black Series. Hey, everyone likes what they like, and I'm never trying to knock anyone and their passions. I would never want to take away from anybody. As many of us have been campaigning, we just want balance in the lines. We feel that if a certain amount of input is being put into if you took any figure from the Black Series and created it in 3.75, there would be just as much desire, passion, and want for that, and would be just as successful, right? That's what a lot of us say. If they had equal footing, as my friend Tyler would say, who knows? It could be even more popular. And we know with the Mandalorian and some of this, new media, it's bringing new collectors in, right? It's bringing new collectors. It's bringing people in. I have chatted with some people in the Vintage Collection group that are new to the line, and I've asked them, how did you get into this? One person was telling me that they were at Galaxy's Edge and they walked through one of the shops and saw the figures all there, and that's how they got into the line. They saw the Mandalorian figures there and they got into the line. Another person said he had collected other lines and wanted to get into this line. And I think the Mandalorian's helping a lot of that, right? Because it's been well received, and it's now something that will be celebrated 20 years after it's done. It's no longer an actual present series. Easy. Just make more actual new 3.75 inch figures, no contest. Absolutely. And I think we're starting, hopefully, to see that, these are selling through. They're very popular. They're bringing back, the Mandalorian wave with Cara Dune, the Mandalorian, and the Remnant. They're bringing that back again because they know how popular that was. So hopefully this shows that, a lot more newness with great media and going back to some of that old media. People will keep buying this, and having even more collectors in it will mean even more volume and units can be produced, making more money for Hasbro. Yes, balance the scales, Hasbro. All right, guys. So, hey, thank you again for spending a couple hours with me. It means so much. And I hope you guys have a good rest of the weekend. And hopefully all of you have time off tomorrow to spend with your family and reflect, on Martin Luther King Jr. Star Wars needed something like the Mandalorian so badly. Thank goodness for it. Yes, that's a great point. And I was very happy to get these new Mandalorian figures in the last couple days. I didn't even go into the whole what we went through to get these figures, right? It was a complete shit show with Walmart dealing with all this. We've all expelled a ton of energy talking about this already, but please, Walmart, if Hasbro, you're listening, you need to make sure that your exclusive partners are not mismanaging the exclusives. All right, guys, I'm signing off. Great hanging out with all of you. I hope you enjoy this. And may the force be with you all.